Greetings, my excellent friends. Welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. When last we left off, we went into a mausoleum to do a short side quest to Raphael and accidentally stumbled into one of the major set pieces of the act. So, upon rumination, I think we're going to back off a bit from that. You're right, it is. Hang on a moment. My volume was at 35. It's supposed to be at 75. It's at 75 now. But as there was no audio playing otherwise, I don't think it would have been a... See, that's the thing. If I... Because, yeah, 75 is my static volume for streaming. When I'm recording voice lines, 50 is about... I first take it down to 65, then I take it down to 50, and then if I need to do something loud, I take it down to 35 or 25 to give it more ceiling room for peaking. Really, though, it's a good thing when I take it down that low, because then everybody notices it straight away and we get it fixed. But I have had so many streams at 50 the whole way through, and I listen back and I'm like, God, you can barely hear me. And nobody said a word. Because you still could hear me, even if it was barely. So yeah, if we start at 35, though, everyone's like, hey, we have a problem. You need to make the problem big enough that it cannot be abided. If it's small enough to be abided, but still get noticed by people who listen to those things, then it sticks around and is very annoying. But if it's really obvious right at the beginning, that's when everybody points at it. Calm down. Are you alright? We're not going to break my camera? No? Okay. I could unplug my controller every time I stream something that doesn't use it, but I prefer to just let it sit there. You lower your volume by 1% every stream. Is that true? Are you social experimenting them to see how long it takes them to figure it out? It would be an interesting thing to do. I don't know that it would be a healthy move for your community, though. Anyway, yeah, let's get out of this gauntlet. It looks very involved, and when we do come here for real, I will make sure we bring Shadowheart, even if circumstances have shuffled. Like if I get somebody I want to use, I might replace Astarion instead of Shadowheart so that she can join us here. But gaslighting your view. It's not really gaslighting. Like, as a socialist, it's like to slowly lower your volume until someone says something is a way of figuring out what the threshold is that people will say something. Gaslighting would be if they asked you if you were quiet and you said no. That's the problem. If you wait until they say something and then the second they do be like, huh, so that's how long it takes people to notice, then I don't think you're doing anything wrong. If you're even still here, I don't know if you are willing to look at the video game at all, or if you leave as soon as it loads. Anyway. We will not explore this Sharan temple. Sorry, I'm talking about a Sharan temple now. Your Baldur's Gate 3 multiplayer playthrough dream virgin ears are being assaulted by the cold, hard facts of... Right. It's okay if you look at locations because they don't have context. That's true. I mean, if you were like opened up on a splash screen of an important NPC lying dead in a pool of their own blood, that might be a problem. But even then, the fact that the game is so choice-based means that anything you see may or may not ever happen in a run that you did. Like, I can't spoil the death of one of these companions because of the simple fact that at any point of my own choosing, I could just destroy them. I know somebody who was so unimpressed by Astarion at their first meeting that they just killed him and took his clothes. And that was it. They didn't bring him back. That entire Baldur's Gate 3 run. Astarion is just dead, naked in the wilderness. When Fallout 4 came out, some people tried to spoil that by saying, "Can't wait to shoot my son." I mean... yeah, like, okay, so Fallout 4... Like, okay, you can definitely spoil Fallout 4 by talking about the reveals that happen with the protagonist's son. You absolutely can. But there are definitely ways to say something that is sort of a spoiler, but because of the context of Bethesda game freedom, doesn't mean anything at all. Well, maybe if the three of us work together, Guan. It's certainly not something I'm going to test. I don't actually know what happens if you attack a companion, like... Because, like, if I... For example, if I get Karlach to attack me, like, I can't leave my own party, right? So what does it... Like, how does it resolve friendly fire? I mean, like, do you just kill them? And they don't fight back because you control them? I don't know. Anyway, let's get out of here, because, like I said, I decided against... We could pursue this, but I think I'll enjoy it and appreciate it more with the context of it that I can gain from the rest of the world. I think the smartest thing to do first is go to Last Light. Because we've been to the House of Healing, we now have a lute bearing the initials AC, which either means art colour or air conditioner. I think you pressed enter when you were a short way into the... There we go. One of the parts of Lae'zel's romance involves her picking a fight with you. Of course it does.
Jaheira wants to know about supplies when we make it home.
That is the most Lae'zel thing you could have told me.
Just about do.
Just about?
Just about. I shouldn't hang around too long, though.
Jaheira wants to know about supplies when we
All
make
right.
it home.
Are we ready? Are we ready to see Patch 6 Harper Chenti? Are we ready to find out? You guys might already know, because I'm sure other people have looked at it between now and when the patch came out. But are we ready to find out if Harper Chenti's face has been fixed?
And you full well much trust his flaming fist.
Hey!
I don't. I do. That's why we're still standing around.
This fist is still here.
If one of ours was a traitor, one of the Harpers might be too. It's always the do-gooders, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm looking at you, Will. You don't often get party member... So one of the things about RPGs is that party members tend to be static unless it's your actions. Like, an RPG might have a party member leave you if you, like, in this game does that, right? Like, if someone's approval drops, they'll leave the party. That's fine, because the player is in control of it. But RPGs don't often have a traitor. And it's because of player investment in... It's why Aerith in Final Fantasy VII is so fucking shocking. Everybody knows that happens now. At least it does in the original. I don't know if it's going to in Rebirth or not, but, I never played Remake, so fuck it. That's why it's so shocking, because it's bold and kind of unpleasant for a first-time player if Aerith is on their main team, because then they have to adapt to, hey, the second half of the game, you don't have her anymore. Got everybody else, but all the investment you put into her, it's for nothing now. So they don't do it very often, but I kind of like it when they do. Certainly I like it from the perspective of somebody who would probably get an advance warning through the internet and adjust accordingly, but still. Baldur's Gate 2 does have a party member betray you. There is it's interesting because Baldur's Gates 1 and 2 have more party members than there are spaces in the party, but rather than a camp, if they're not with you, they're not with you. They just go hang out in their spot in the city. So they're not really traveling with you, they're just unhired. So if this person is not with you, their betrayal does not really play out. I think you still can't use them after that point in the story, like if you approach them, they die or something happens, but or they go missing. But if you do happen to bring them with you to a certain point, they will just straight up suddenly betray you, and it's kind of great. And it's balanced insofar as the character class that they occupy, you pretty much get an immediate replacement in the story. But it's still weird. Yeah, he spontaneously died. Yeah, and I don't know that that's a good thing, because, like, that doesn't get explained at all. Like, you want to bring him with you so that you know what the fuck just went on. But I've never actually seen it that way, because I always do. I like the betrayal. I find it funny, so I usually bring it with me for it. And there, of course, there are games that are like built around rotating party members, like Final Fantasy IV will have the party constantly shifting and changing, and people will leave. You come to expect that in games like that, but most games just fill up your group, and then that group is static, and nothing really interesting happens to them permanently. Anyway. Where am I going? I'm going into here. The Lae'zel fight is crazy because she will use her inventory. So before you do it, yeah, you raid her inventory and take all the poisons and bombs and shit out. Oh god, 4. Well, no, hang on. So the thing is, I'm used to the Game Boy Advance version of 4 and the PSP version of 4, which is basically... I think 4 has, like, the most different feeling and looking versions, because it had its original, then, like most of the Final Fantasies 1 through 6, it had a Game Boy Advance port, which, same pixel sprites, it just, you know, cleaned up the translation and made it look a bit better. But 4 also went to the DS, in which they did, like, this horrible, ugly 3D DS thing. So they basically remade it for there. And then it went to the PSP, which was, again, the pixel version refurbished. And now there's a pixel remaster, which is another whole thing. But, like, in the version that I played, after you reach the sort of end game portion, the party expands and you get to choose 5 out of the 10 people, including the 5 that were the original final band, and the 5 that, you know, joined you along the way and kept showing up and leaving again. And the only ones that didn't were, of course, the one that die halfway through, and the sort of broken character you get towards the end for a very short time. Those 2 aren't on the list, but everybody else sort of forms together, and you get that standard JRPG, here's a party, pick half of them, take them into a fight. But that's not how it worked in the original. There was a Final 5, and they stayed the Final 5. I think. Because, yeah, there's basically a B team. And the B team, they don't join you together, but they join you in bits and parts. You get Edward, the spoony bard, Yang, the monk, Cid, the first playable Cid, and then a pair of twins, child white mage, black mage twins, who were, like, the worst characters in the game. Not gameplay-wise, I just mean personality. And so those 5 come back, but only in the remade versions. Wonder if the Pixel Remaster does that. Might not, because it's more committed to the unblemished, unaltered original games. Like, I know that all the add-on dungeons that were added got taken out of the Pixel Remasters. One of the reasons why I never actually got them, because I like random extra stuff being added in. Because, you know, they're optional, so it's good to have them, because if you want to do them, you can do them, and if you don't have to. Taking them away just sucks. Alright. Halsin. Should we talk to you, or should we talk to Art? Show the loot to Art, but let's talk to Halsin first, in case he has
Seems
commentary.
Like a good moment to talk.
Doesn't matter.
Daniel and me climbing up a tree.
He keeps saying Thaniel's name. He must know more. We need to rouse him.
Is it just me, or is the texture of that mattress really awful? Like, it's just notably worse than the rest of the scene. Like, the backpack is high detail, the character models are good. But the mattress looks about 15 years older than everything else on the screen. Trying to work out if it's a bug, if the texture hasn't fully loaded or what, but I don't know. This looks worse than the graphics usually are. I found a loot. It seems to have belonged to the Flaming Fist.
Good. Its music might help restore him. Show it to him.
Pull out the loot you found and play a little. Oh, I guess I can do that because I'm a bard.
Daniel! He's still trapped there. He needs help.
Calm. Breathe. You've been trapped in the Shadowfell for a century. Take a moment to clear your mind.
A century? You're Halsin. Thaniel said to find you. You must help him, please.
I will, but I need to know where Thaniel is. If I venture into the Shadowfell blind, I will never find him.
I'm not sure I can put it into words. The landscape there shifts and changes.
What do you do with this guy if Halsin's dead? Because you can still find him, presumably, and you can still get the loot. But this is very Halsin focused. Was there anything there that could offer guidance, something that didn't change?
Lavender. Whenever I saw Thaniel, I always smelled lavender.
I can work with that. Rest now. Meet me by the lakeshore. I have what we need to proceed, but I'll need your help. Be ready. This may prove perilous.
Oh, fun. We like peril. Don't like that. But we'll take it.
No time to dally.
Can't remember. Why does she have an extra level 1 spell slot
Is that blood?
over me?
No. Never mind.
Or is it that I've used one and it just doesn't show? Shield. Hmm.
What's next, I wonder?
At least things have stayed interesting.
We woke Art. He told Halsin that he met the spirit of the land Thaniel in the Shadowfell, and that's the end of that quest. So now we have Lift the Shadow Curse, which it was folded into.
Swift as my feet can
Carry
carry
by
me.
the lakeshore. Okay.
Duke Ravengard is more than a...
So you don't care about the fact that Art's
I
been
shall
woken up.
speak up.
Thaniel will be so scared there alone. We looked after each other for such a long time. I hope he's all right.
Leave.
We kept Art safe. That's what matters. Couldn't have done it without you.
Well, art's very important. We have to preserve the art. Take yourselves out of the building, will you? So he's out of the dome.
You're here. Good. Now we can begin.
What are you gonna do, though?
Thaniel is trapped in the Shadowfell, but thanks to your efforts, I know where to look. Now I must go there, alone.
What are we doing then?
With the Oakfather's blessing, I can infiltrate the Shadowfell, but doing so will sap my strength. I'll need your help if I'm to return. I need you to stay here, keep the portal open until I return, and defend it at all costs.
Going in alone is suicide.
No. If there's any interference with the portal, then our one chance is lost forever. And so am I. I'd rather have you by my side. But this is the only way. It took me years of study, of seeking the Oakfather's favor, to find a way to part the veil. Pray that this works. Oakfather, hear me. Aid me. Force open the jaws of darkness. Make passage for your vessel of light. It's ready. I'll return with Thaniel as soon as possible. Stay close to the portal. Buy me what time you can.
Okay. And fight. Oh, what? Oh, okay, that's fine. I thought... Why are there harpers, though? Shadow-cursed pilgrim. Are these just people that died out here? Right, defense battle. Defend the portal for 5 turns. My word, that's a lot. And the portal has 142 HP. Some of these guys have 1 health. The Harpers have decent. And then we have some Shadow Mastiffs. We have a Wraith. Where's the Wraith? That's the one that's gonna, like, put the light out, isn't it? Does ice or anything have any sort of effect on? No, they're resistant. Resistant. Yeah, don't use anything special. In fact, they're resistant to pretty much everything. Well, all Astarion's going to be doing is shooting something, so... away we go. Do I even have daylight on me? I don't know that I do anymore, do I? No, we're bright. Probably gonna lose it. That's true, he can do that as well, but one day I'll remember to do that before the attack. You should also probably get onto high ground. Strength drain. I'm now heavily encumbered. How much was my strength drained? 3. Well, we can hellish rebuke you. And then in come the doggies. I can't move much. We'll walk over there. I think I'm not gonna haste Karlach, and the reason why is because I don't want to get hit and lose it. Wait, why would I need to move? But I could fireball these 3. With my 1-a-day fireball. Is that a fire wine barrel? It is! And it does get hit by it here. Is that gonna hurt Karlach? Let's it will go boom. Well, I quick saved. I will load if it's apocalyptically bad. It didn't hit her, but it hit all of the enemies, including the one that was out of range. Oh, that's perfect! Oh, it did hit her, but not much. Oh, the Wraith is still alive, unfortunately. But let's, Shadow was hit for 18, the Wraith was hit for 12, Shadow was hit for 16. Barrel was destroyed. 2 Shadows died. Yeah, the Shadow that was here. So that killed 3 Shadows. That's brilliant. Okay. Heavily encumbered. Still 90% hit chance. Doesn't save us from a 1. Yeah, the whole point was try and kill this thing before it did that to him, but too late. So I'm not extinguished anymore, but it still deletes the spell. Like, the spell doesn't come back. What's Shadow Cursed? Oh, that's a whole thing. She could attack this Wraith directly. I'm trying to figure out where everything else is. The Harpers are over there, the Pilgrims are back there. I don't think I want to... She could do lightning. But... she'd have to move. Generally speaking, if someone's first chat message in my stream is to tell me what to do, that's not normally the start of a beautiful relationship. That would hit them both and require her to not take too many steps. The thing about Shadow Guardians is that it only actually helps me if there's people in the mix. And right now, everybody over there is over there. Now, I don't know whether there's going to be new enemies appearing every single turn. There might be. But I'm not going to find that out until next turn happens. Presuming everybody in the chat behaves. So right now I don't have a reason to throw up something that has a short range aura, because the short range is completely clean. But yes, I would call that up if all of the enemies were here. That would be a no-brainer. But yeah, no, my thought is I could attempt to kill this Wraith, or I could start... I like the Call Lightning thing because of the fact that you can use it every turn. And having her on them and then just let Karlach deal with the Wraith. The Wraith isn't going to move, because it just has moved. So, let's grab these two. No worries, Chris, just... There's a balance. Yeah, let's do this. What does Spirit Guardians? Probably. Or do you mean... Call Lightning one-shots the Magma? Right, well, I already hit it on level 3. Right, because 40 damage. Good point. But a shade too late on it. Should I bother with Wrath then? Then again, what am I saving it for? We could throw up a spiritual weapon with the bonus action. I don't think we will. Basically, again, I'm betting on whether the fight ends after these, or whether this is a reinforcement wave thing. I mean, I'm at home base, so if I'm going to long rest afterwards before I go back out, I may as well just use everything I have and make this a big fight, because we don't know how big it's going to be. So sure, we'll have a trident at our side as well. We've got 9,000 bloody camp supplies, so... Come on in, heavily injured Harpers. Oh, you went for the portal, you little bitch. Because, yeah, we rested recently. You failed because of the archers. Well, they'd be dead if I'd done lightning at 4. I don't think I... Oh, I still do. I thought we got rid of that. I thought we rested at the end of last stream. Well... We have Action Surge available to us if there's more enemies later. For now, I think you delete this Wraith. For now, I think you try to delete this Wraith. Well, I'm glad I got the weapon, because that saved Karlach from the fucking miss. And here come the 1 HP army.
More foes. Halsin better get back soon.
Yeah, there we go. Well. All right. Lathander's Light is happening there. Spirit Guardians would definitely help against this. Now is the time that I would use that. I can't even see the turn wheel. Can I move this? There we go. Right, and don't forget the dogs. Where are the dogs? They were far away, weren't they? So I don't know where they ended up. Like, legit, I don't see them. They were like over here or some shit. No, they couldn't be in the dome. I do not know where they are. Okay, well, whatever. Astarion has no, like, group attack, so, Get rid of one of those harpers if you can. Stab a creeper. That'll do it. Oh, there are the dogs. Okay.
What should I do?
You should get Spirit Guardians going this time. It will break the lightning. But this is better for here. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna rest after this. The buffs are nice, but I don't really care. I prefer having spell slots. And then we just wander into this, don't we? Can you take a short step over there?
Heading there.
That's all she can do. Shame.
Nothing will stand in my way.
But perhaps they'll walk into it. We could haste Karlak now. There's not a... Wraith threatening me, although the Wraith did what it was going to do anyway. Because like, the issue here is we're losing 3rd level spell slots in Shadowheart, and I'd still like to cast Daylight on me, and then I'd want Shadowheart to be able to contribute the next fight I get into, so... I don't want to play the buff game with all that.
Need to act fast.
Got a 6 and an 8. Cruel. Okay. Your job is to go for everything that has more than 1 hit point. Preferably... Get rid of you.
Indeed.
Good. Now the dogs. I think there's like another... Yeah, there are more Harpers, but they're all the way over there. There's also Flaming Fists, okay. But again, they're away. So let's deal with the dogs right now. Oh, we can throw the dog. Yeah. Very good. Okay, everything else here has 1 hit point. But we may not be able to reach anything else. Oh, we can. But you've got 1 hit point as well, so there's no point. Yeah, these guys are too far away. Alright, just then throw it, some of these. Come on. The weapon can't quite manage. Okay.
This.
Oh, very good. I like how they have them dash as a group, just to make the proceedings go a little faster. That's good.
Yes, warriors.
Shit!
Some must have fallen for the curse.
And there's an additional... quite a lot. Jesus. Alright.
Ready.
You should just wander over here. The shadows are an issue, but there's too many of these guys for me to not want to wander her over here. She can dash and move farther. Well, yeah, but then what am I attacking with? Nothing. I guess it is hurting them. If she was standing there or there, a sunbeam would be great. Another option is the ice storm, which would get everybody, but I guess that includes her. The ice storm would get all of them. That might be better than the spirit guardians in terms of how many it hits, but I suppose it quite. Yeah, that's it. That to me seems like the better choice. If I'm just committing to using all the spell slots now, it is a big fight. It's a good one for the buffs. I know the buffs are nice, but nah. I think, yeah, that hits everyone. That hits everyone. Cutting words, sure. Now, I don't think that killed any of them, but it fucking threw a wave through a lot of their health, which brings them down nicely. This thing can hit that one, so you may as well try. These guys are gonna approach us, but there's only 2 of them. I'd say we focus on this mess first.
Blood comes easy these days.
It'll also delete turns when they slip on it. Yeah, I think for me the best thing to use is Shatter. What does Shatter do? Upcast. You can do it at level 4. $5 to 40. This is 4 to 32. 4 to 32 is probably best. That seems like the biggest mob. Unless we went for the Gith, but I don't think we can go that far. Yeah. I'd say this is the pick. Right, so that follows up on the ice storm with a lot of killage. Not all of them, but enough. What do we have? 13, 22, 11, and I don't have disadvantage. What's my damage? 2 to 7. Bring down the 13. Oh! Right, Cull the Weak. That was 5 and 9. Why is it dead? It had 13 health. Cull the Weak. That takes away some, like, yeah, it's not, it deals damage, and then if your health is a certain amount or lower, you die after that damage. Because they would have had 4 more. Good.
Can
Alright, Edgelord. We might actually want him to sneak attack one of these two, just because they're, Oh no, he does have sneak attack against these. But sneak attack on something with 15 health. I feel like it would be more value-y maybe against this shadow. 24. Yeah. He is getting a lot of crits. That would have been good against the Wraith, actually, because it would have taken 40 out of it. But anyway, still, a kill is good. There's no need for him to run into melee. I guess we can reapply this to the Wraith and then shoot it next turn.
Still breathing, despite
You're
everything.
done. You have a bonus action that I don't think I need you to use. You could Healing Word Karlak, but she's only missing 5 health.
Got to concentrate. Can't give up.
You're done.
Put him up.
Karlak turn. Dropping as many of these as she can, starting with the ones closest to Portal.
Easy.
Fuck you and your 1 health, but when will that get hit by Spirit Guardians again? Next turn? This turn? I think we should let Shadowheart's aura kill that. Now the rest of these are a little further away. We could start in on the Wraith. Wombush agrees. The Wraith will get to move and possibly hit one of us, but it'll be dead next turn. Okay.
Need to stay focused.
You're done. You can move. Getting you closer to all them is probably good. Alright. So he's not getting hurt by the Spirit Guardians, but I think he will next turn. Gets hurt. He gets dead. They get hurt. This one dodges it. Prick.
I can sense Hellsin. We just have to buy
I'm ready.
Bang. Alright, so we should get Shadowheart to do her movement first. No new opponents this time. Okay, that makes sense. I wasn't sure whether it's like every turn was going to be a new wave, but maybe it's just wave... at the very least, turn 4 doesn't have a wave. Turn 5 might, but turn 4 doesn't have a wave. That's odd, they didn't get hurt. Well, can we hit this one that never took any damage at all? Yeah. Okay. She can do a shatter as well. Break all this stuff, but doesn't matter. First, let's see what you're doing. You can hit that.
Let's have some courage.
This is gonna feel good.
Get the Wraith. The zealot. Sure did. So what do we have left? These three in a group, and then this Githyanki warrior here. Fuck off. Okay, and...
Go on.
Crit!
This feels good.
I think we're solid at this point.
Excellent.
The question is whether turn 5 has an attack. Otherwise, I'm just gonna wait.
Well, so much for peace.
There.
It's done. I have him.
That... I thought it was like a fey
But something's wrong.
creature.
Dreadfully wrong.
That just looks like a boy to me.
No. It can't be.
Is he dead?
No. But some part of him is... missing. He's... hollow. I need to examine him back at the camp. Come see us when you can.
Not at the inn? At our camp? Okay. Halsin rescued Thaniel from the Shadowfell, but the spirit of the land is ill. If you want to help, we should speak to him. I think that's him walking off there. Well, that was a really interesting fight. Difficult. Compared to others. Obviously not necessarily super hard for me, because I'm using broken Karlach and threw all of my spells at it, but like I can see how that would overwhelm you if you want to. This is a weird game because like, sure, if you long rest between each fight and constantly come with a full spell battery, but say for example I came to this fight with my current state where Shadowheart has 1 level 4, 1 level 3 and 2 level, like I would have used lightning and then Spirit Guardians wouldn't have been available to me. I still probably would have done okay with the lightning, but it's notable. Yeah, so the question... See, the thing is, because I want to cast Daylight, I want a long rest. If I didn't want to cast Daylight... Because we'll be leaving her with 1 level 4, and then otherwise she'll be level 2 and nothing else. I could. Or I could just deal with not using Daylight for the rest of wherever I wander today, but... Yeah, I might just do that. It's nice, just in terms of, like... quality of life seeing the map, but I don't need it.
All right. What now?
That's just why it annoys me that it's a level 3 spell slot just for fucking visuals. That's why I get antsy when they break it. So yeah, there's a few mobs there. Good God. I like how they just invented all of these dead people. Like, oh, hey, there's a bunch of Githyanki over there. And, oh, there's a troop of Flaming Fist.
You glimpse a young harper on the eve of battle against Thorm long ago. He and his comrades toast each other in last light. A faded memory of a boy and girl sharing their first kiss. Your own heart almost flutters in tune with theirs. You can almost feel the heat from the forge. This one was once a blacksmith. Desperate prayers to Selûne echoing from the past. They did not save him. Thoughts of baby names. She did not wish for her firstborn to be named after her mother-in-law. Maldred. Ugh. You sense a fading echo of the person who once was, a dockhand. He did not ask for this.
He did not ask to be the shadow who didn't even get to move before we just fucking obliterated him with a fireball. Look how far away he is! Is this where they had the funeral? No, no, they would have done that in the dome. Surely. Maybe not. Is this where they had the funeral? Shadow-cursed zealot. What do they belong to? Her love for it was like a plum. Berserker. Her love for it was like a plum. It grew so sweet within her tum. And with a wiggle of her bum, she set right out to see love done. A curse had made the land its lair. It lay o'er all like willow hair. Oh, it could strip the body bare, so filled the people with despair. A shadow curse without a light, yet she would kindle romance bright. And so in moony dark of night, she went to it, bereft of fright, and hugged the curse, the wicked blight. Her love for it was like a plum. Then, so sharply, pain did come. It chewed her flesh like scrumptious gum. She trickled, she burst, she started to run. Yeah, I'm glad this person died. Not the person in the poem, the person who wrote it. Though, all things being honest, her too. You see all the unlooted weapon? I can't pick up all this fucking armor. It's 18 pounds each. And who is going to walk it there? That would be like 7 trips.
Something good here. I hope.
Sorry. Putrefied tumor.
These birds have seen everything.
Like, there was plate armor somewhere. 400, that's probably... Like, that encumbers all of them. We can do it, but... She's... Hopefully she'll still be in range. Fuck, I'm already bloody encumbered. Alright, let's go.
Something over there.
How the fuck long has that been there?
Tragedy. Worse than that. A crime.
I went the wrong way and am now trudging the basement, but we'll get there eventually. Dum ba 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 dum.
Let's see.
Eyes open. Wits sharp.
Who's the shop anyway? Mattis.
Mole can be cranky and mean, but she looks after us. So stock up, all right? Because you need all the help you can get to bring her home.
Show me what you got. This motherfucker has no money! Oh, yes he does. Now? You don't see it on their list. Hang on, I can't sell wares because my wares are too valuable. There we go. Well, I'll take your trap stuff. 1306. The main problem is this thing is worth more than his whole... But it's also £12, so I really should offload it. If you haven't got a dime, toss us your pearls. You're welcome to enjoy our... Yeah, and we will be visiting them all. There you go, 22. Here. I'll give you a 1 gold discount on some incense.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Please don't emphasize pleasure so much. It's creepy.
What now?
Is it ready?
No. And pestering the...
Will
I'm
it ever
sure
be
you
ready?
would.
Right, so it says 0, and then suddenly it says 961. Are these not my wares anymore? Do it. There you go. For some reason those are there. I thought you liked the improved shop inventory. What? Oh, that's worth way less. Try the slightly better one then. That's weird. That one's worth 769. This one's worth 308. Yeah, but I thought the other one was worth 500 and then went down when you put it in the thing. Well, still, get rid of something heavy. That'll do. Except that, because it's a little favourable to him. Nobody's, like, hugely overburdened now. We've all got about £40 free.
Now, if you're done...
By rifling through your things, I mean giving you stuff. Alright, who else is there? There's Gammon. I don't know where there's a fourth one, though. I'm not sure about that. Aha! Right, the Quartermaster.
What's up for discussion?
Very good. Okay.
Can't sleep, so I might as well hammer. Need anything?
Can't sleep. Gonna hammer. I need your gold to show up so that I can plot this out. You have 1,000. And 1,000 gold. I can't add my wares for some reason. Even though those are wares. I guess it's because I'm not Carlo.
Watch your back. Careful, I bite.
Yeah, okay.
What a charmer.
Yeah.
What's next?
You don't have any. We don't need all these shields. Don't need all this armor either. That one's worth a bit.
I'll be here if you need anything else.
As long as we can put up a fight with them.
Well, we're going through most of their money without looting the guys on the beach, so I don't think I'm going to go back to loot more from the guys on the beach. Because we'll just have a bunch of stuff and they won't have money to pay for it.
I sold a pair of boots to that traitor. Can't believe it.
Were they good boots? Well, that's not fucking good. Apparently it is downloading. Oh, it's verifying. Okay. Probably good, but if it just crashed because the vendor sucks, I don't really know that that means much there. Sometimes when you're shopping, you just crash. Well, I wasn't even planning on shopping. Well, we had a lot of quick saves during the fight, so the worst case scenario is that we have to do the last few turns of the fight again. Realistically, it probably would have auto-saved after the encounter. But I have to wait for this
I never affiliate
verification
with
to
anyone who
happen.
isn't prepared to drown me in money.
So we'll be sitting here for 6 minutes, according to Steam. $4.40 now. Good thing you're at the end of the game, won't be starting a new file until... Wait, hang on. Sorry, do you have a third playthrough planned? Is that just what everybody does with Baldur's Gate? They finish it and then they just go again. Have we finally discovered the revolving door RPG? Right, Dirge, Monk, Origin. There's a lot you can do. Like, I've always said that I will play this game again on my own, but part of that is because this is a streamed run, therefore there's a lot of things that I'm doing differently from how I normally consume games. The biggest thing being, I don't have any wiki tabs open. When I play a video game, I have, you know... I'm going through, like, Game Boy Advance Fire Emblems, right? What does that mean? It means that I have a website open that is a fucking Spanish website that has these terrible English translations, but is genuinely considered one of the better Fire Emblem guide repositories out there, that has a lovely map of every mission with all of the items that you can steal, find, villages, where the reinforcements are going to show up when they do. So I have that open. But I also have the wiki open, not for any, like, guide stuff, because the wiki's terrible for that, but because they have full transcripts of every mission, which I look at whenever I'm reading the text and I click next and I'm like, wait, hang on, what did they just say? I can go read it. And also, if a recruitable person can be talked to with 3 different people, I can see how all 3 of those conversations go so that I don't miss anything by only talking to them with one. If I were playing Baldur's Gate, I don't know how many tabs there'd be open, but there'd be a few. And we'd be looking at things like that all the time. But I don't do that when I stream, because A, you can't split focus that way, and B, it prevents me from using my natural instincts on things a lot of the time, which you might think, well doesn't that mean that you... don't use your natural instincts on the games you play on your own? Yeah, generally not, but, you know, we do what we do. No, but there's plenty of revolving door games, but RPG, like dense narrative... I wouldn't... Correct me if I'm wrong, but Dark Souls is not a narrative-first game, right? Like, it's got a bleak, atmospheric story, but your character does not have dialogue with things, it just attacks. I would say that the more gameplay heavy a game is, the more it lends itself to replayability. Not always, but, like, generally speaking. The more narrative heavy something is, the more it's going to be something that you consume once. At least without a big break. Like, Fallout New Vegas has 4 factions you choose from, right? When I played it, like I said, I put a control save down that I used so that I could see the 4 factions. If I didn't have access to that, I definitely would not have wanted to replay all of New Vegas just to get a new ending. Like when you play something like Mass Effect or Dragon Age, sure, there's a bunch of different choices you can make throughout the game that shapes how your playthrough ends up. But you don't finish it and think, I want to try it again doing different things. At least I didn't. I played it twice. 2 years apart were the 2 runs. Both of those, the most recent one's 10 years old now. I really should play Legendary Edition, I did pick it up. It's funny how that works. Like, there's something that you, like, play a lot when you're younger, and then you suddenly think about it, and you're like, well, it's been a decade since I've played this thing that I played 5 times between 2002 and 8. But that isn't so much a factor of, like, oh, you loved it more back then. No, that's a case of, you were a kid, you didn't know what emulators were, your computer screen time was controlled by other people, and games cost money and you didn't have many. Yeah, some story games work really well. Like, for example, I imagine going through Trails in the Sky again would be really fun, but I would be more inclined to play through the next arc if I was going to do a Trails game, because time. That said, I did replay the prologue of Trails 1, it's just I didn't go any further than that for reasons. So, where are we, video game? Am I sad, relieved? We have to finish the fucking fight again! Cool. When you were in primary school, you emulated some SNES games. I don't know what era of time that is, because I do not know how old you are. Like, I was emulating Game Boy Advance games when I was about 13, 14. That was when I first figured out what emulators were. And I was able to emulate PlayStation 1 games, but they were a little clunky. But that was as far as I could take it back then. Oh no, we don't have to finish the fight. Fight's dead. Alright. Phew! Okay. I quick-saved when I killed everybody. That's right, that's right. I quick-saved before I ended turn.
Another fight. Let's go.
Bye forever, pal.
I didn't realize that, no. We're gonna skip through Halsin's lines, because...
It's done, but something's... No.
Is he dead?
Come see us.
Moving ahead.
Alright, I'm not even gonna start looting these guys. Let's go do the offloading of what we already have first. And then we'll go back. Because everybody is a bit full. Yeah.
Don't want any surprises. Yes, Mom.
Yes, Mum. I wish you could just right-click and trade with them. It's so silly that you have to go into the talk window and
Mom
then...
can be cranky and mean, but she looks after us.
what you have.
So stock up, all right? Because you need all the help you can get to bring her home.
Mate, do it. Oh, there we go. You haven't got a dime. Toss us your pearls. Yeah. Alright.
pleasure,
Wits
Dewey.
sharp.
How long does that last? Oh, that's right. I'd had an elixir of heroism for a dialogue check.
What now?
Late 90s in primary school. Okay, so slightly older than me. That's impressive. I guess it makes sense. Because, like, the speed with which hardware becomes emulatable varies, I suppose, depending on what it is. Because, like, I imagine the Game Boy Advance was incredibly easy to get up and running compared to a PlayStation 2. Because certainly, yeah, by 2008-2009, PlayStation 2 emulation was being worked on, but was not good. Whereas now, it's a no-brainer. Xbox 360 and PS3 is a little less clear. It happens. Xbox 360 one is apparently a lot better than the PS3 one. But you do need better computer for it. And then there's Nintendo's consoles, whose apparently just incredibly simple. Like, I have not tried emulating a Switch game, but apparently it's very easy to do. And they run super well.
I'm sure you would.
He doesn't have much, does he? Oh, there it all is. Go on. Take the wares. Thank you. Now that's mine. Yeah, like, I'm a lot more likely to emulate Nintendo products because I don't really want to own Nintendo consoles. And the reason why, it isn't because I don't want to buy a console necessarily. I'd be okay with that. May as well sell this as well, but then again, no, I should focus on selling heavy things from other people. Take some potions from him. And take arrows, because you like arrows. Arrow of many targets would have been a good idea for that last fight we just had. Oh well.
Now, if you're done rifling...
Potion of speed. Yeah. Already past him. My main issue with Nintendo is that they don't lower the prices of their games as they age.
That's why we're still standing around.
They'll release something old and be like, hey, full price.
Seems like
The whole point of my approach to gaming is that I always play things 2 or 3 years after they come out,
So I might as
if
well
not
have
even
it.
more. Like, again, right now,
Even
what
if
am I
it-
doing? I'm playing Game Boy Advance games on an emulator. Why? Because they're still just as good as they were 20 years ago, and I don't have to pay for that.
What's cooking?
Actually, no, the real reason is because I would like to play every single Fire Emblem title in order before I go up to the more modern ones. That doesn't mean I'm going to marathon them. It just means that, you know, over the next few years, whenever I play Fire Emblem, I'm going to play them in that set order. Hey, Karlak, could you have your turn? Holy shit, there we go. Yeah, so she has a lot of heavy armors to offload. That works out. The other problem I have with this carry weight is that you look at it. I noticed this because I was looking at it from the shop vendor window and I was like, hey, that's good. They've got 60 pounds of range left. But no, they don't. Because of this encumber window. And it doesn't actually tell me what the exact amount of pounds is that puts you at the problem. Obviously, for me right now, I've got the elixir, so this is not correct. But for Astarion, for example, it's like, oh, we've got 50 pounds. No, we don't. If he carries 50 pounds, like that, there's probably about 30 there that he shouldn't be carrying.
I wonder what the next move is. I'm ready. Whatever it takes.
It's very annoying.
I've got a long road ahead.
Yeah, see, if I had a Switch.
Find a way forward.
Well, here's my question, right? Because that Switch Online thing gives you access to basically emulator libraries, except it's legit. Do you still have save states on those? Because I was watching Tim Kaine, the developer, made original Fallouts and such. He has these YouTube videos where he just talks to the camera about various gaming things. And he was talking about piracy and about how, like, a bigger concern to him than the impact of piracy is the simple logic that most anti-piracy measures, they get cracked by pirates, right? So what it ends up creating is a situation where the anti-piracy measure has made the legitimate product worse, but the pirates have removed that issue, and thus the pirated product is better than the paid-for product, and that then becomes a pro-piracy measure, because there is no reason to pay for something if the difference between paying for it and getting for it for free is that paying for it lowers your quality. Yeah. Okay, well, if they have save states, that's good. However, they still can't compete with an endless library. Because, like, that Switch Online thing is, you know, it has what it has and it doesn't have what it doesn't have. But a ROM factory has everything. No speed up? Well, then it's dead. Yeah, the number of times I hammer that speed up button on VBA to get through the Fire Emblem animation fights. I could turn those animations off, but I don't want to, because sometimes I want to look at them and sometimes I don't. So the speed up tool is perfect, because it lets me be like, alright, I've seen this mage throw fire at somebody 1,000 times. I don't need to see it again, versus, oh, you're critting! I want to watch that!
But it can take a beating.
Right?
It'll need to.
Because the crit animation's more fun.
Magic won't hold out in darkness forever.
Now, this is the one that fucked me over last time. Let's see how it goes.
Boost to that traitor. Can't believe it.
Shadowheart's the one who needs free some space right now. Speed up in general, like, certain games benefit heavily from it. I'm used to only finding it in emulated titles, and usually it's older emulators. Like I remember when I played Wind Waker HD for the Wii U, and I don't own a Wii U. What I found with the Semu, whatever the Wii U emulator, is that it did not have save states and it did not have speed up. And the reason was, you know, the emulator is doing a pretty tough job as it is. So just treat it like regular hardware. And that was okay, because it was basically, it's a new enough that you don't need the bells and whistles, but for older stuff you do, because older games tend to be slower. But for things like JRPGs, when I played the Trails series, they have a turbo button in all of their entries, just about, even the modern ones. And it's really good for a JRPG.
Wits and blades.
I do not know if others have that. The thing Switch Online should do but doesn't is the online Game Boy should have... Oh, that's the thing, because like with Pokemon, you can like... I think you can't between Gen 2 and 3, but from Gen 3 onwards you can conceivably trade... There was always a way to trade your Pokemon forward a gen, right? Like, you could theoretically have your Blaziken from Ruby and bring it all the way through to bloody Violet or whatever, if you have legitimate copies and can do that process. So that's probably a draw. I carried around this Dark Justiciar stuff. I don't really need it. And then there's Scale Mail. Didn't need that either. This will help Shadowheart a lot. She doesn't need these shields either. Just looking at everything's weight instead of its actual value. This is her default armor. It weighs 9 pounds. I kind of wanted to keep it for sentimental reasons, but maybe I could send it to camp. She ain't using that. There, Shadowheart's a lot lighter now. She does have the 20-pound alchemy pouch, but still. The fun thing about the turbo button in Trails is that it's only available in English copies for right until Cold Steel. Jesus. I would argue that the older 2D ones are the ones that would need it more than 3D ones. I think that's all the selling we're going to do, and I'm maybe not going to go back and loot
Take care now.
the armor and stuff out of the dead guys. I'll go get the alchemy stuff, but...
That's why we're still standing around.
Again, we've got that thing where we actually had enough to bankrupt them all, so... I don't want to carry around plate mail. And no, the funeral was up there. Similar looking rock, it just happens to be in the dome. Why am I going this way? This is the longest possible way. They should have Gen 1 Pokemon because they do have Pokemon Stadium and those should be able to talk to each other like they did originally. I never played that one.
Something over there.
I never played Gen 1. I was not... I mean, I was alive when it came out, but I was a baby. So for me... Gold and I think Crystal. For some reason, I'm pretty sure I had Crystal, but I played Gold more, even though Crystal was ostensibly better. No, I know why. It's because I didn't have my reap. I know that I had both. And I ended up enjoying Gold more because Ampharos was a very key part of the team when I played it as a kid. Why did I have both? I think possibly because parents didn't understand the similarities of it. Like realistically, you probably shouldn't get a kid more than one copy of a given Pokemon generation, but you don't necessarily understand the nuance of that. And handheld games are always cheaper than main console games, so it was always like, you know, a good move and an easier sell. Like if I'm at a shop and I'm looking at video games as a kid, it's an easier sell to get them to buy me something for the Game Boy. And as a kid, you don't really notice, like, it doesn't seem strange to you.
Well,
oh shit,
it's
you're talking.
Run down, bearing the weight of centuries, sort of grand, which is my favorite kind, incidentally.
Sorry, I was expecting you to just say hello. The temple is grand. Well, we're not in the temple anymore. We backed out of that. But yeah, like when you're a kid, it doesn't seem strange to you that like both of the Pokemon games you own start in the same place and go to the same place. Let's send that book to camp. We've already read it back before we crashed. What did I think of the... Well, it's interesting having a defend mission in this game. It was a little shambly, like we started with Call Lightning and then all of the extra reinforcements turned up, so I swapped to Spirit Guardian, so I didn't play perfectly, but it was an interesting fight. Right. I think that's it. Unless I did want to grab armor and weapons, but I don't because they don't have any money. Okay. Done. That took longer than I wanted it to because of the fact that we had a crash. But... Right, so Pokemon Stadium is made good. Oh, so Pokemon Stadium was meant to be built off of Gen 1, was it? So if you just had Pokemon Stadium on its own, all you had access to were Pokemon that weren't very powerful. Save for what? We've done plenty of them. 5 minutes ago, there's a save. That is a little strange. To build a game off of the idea that you have another game.
Want to have a plan first.
Chihiro wants to know about supplies.
Your first time you failed and reloaded, one of your favorite attempts was you put down the black tentacle spell around the portal, and then that stayed over the cutscene. Anyway, Halsin would like to talk. We should talk to Halsin before we go back to... Because yeah, once we've finished with this quest line, we're going to go back over here, and we're going to start going south, eventually arriving at Moonrise, but we'll explore the areas around. Leaving the Gauntlet of Shar for now. Oh, that's fucking annoying looking, eh? It's got this little sliver of fog. But... yeah, we'll go to camp. But I'll probably take my break here. What was that about? Anyway, let's find Halsin and take the break at his feet. Arabella's still here because she doesn't leave until we leave the shadow, I guess. I think he's this way? Yeah. I'm sure he survived it, Demon Dragon. Cutscene powers are sight to behold. Alright, I'll be back in about 15 minutes. I'm going to eat some food. Then we'll talk to Halsin, and then hopefully we'll get to explore a bit of Wraithwood again today. That crash was annoying. Alright, shops. Scary. It is interesting how every patch adds very bizarre... At least this one makes sense because they overhauled the vendors, so sure, the vendors are a bit unstable. Makes sense. That was the focus area. Didn't get it perfect. That's fine. I do not know what they did in patch 5 that made Harper Chenti's face break. I'll be back. We speak now to Halsin. Presumably, this is a much calmer conversation after the big fight. Don't think we'll have another one.
What's up for discussion?
Thaniel is resting.
Good.
But it's no easy slumber. I discovered what's wrong with him. The shadows rendered him in two when they bore him away to the Shadowfell. Half of his essence remained here, amidst the curse. What stayed behind would have been the strongest part of him. But after all these years left in the darkness, corruption must have taken hold.
I think I know who we're talking about here. Can it be undone?
Perhaps. If we can find Thaniel's lost half and make him whole again.
Well, good news.
Only the missing half may not come willingly.
Mm-hmm.
The curse will have sunk its tendrils deep, twisting Thaniel's essence into something else.
I met a shadow child before, a boy named Oliver, around Thaniel's age, who got awfully defensive when I mentioned the name Thaniel.
And you saw this boy yourself? That can't be a coincidence, but we need to be sure. And I truly mean we, if you wish. Every moment counts, and I've asked much of you already without being at your side.
Sure.
This doesn't have to be your burden alone. Every moment counts, and I've asked much of you already without being at your side.
You just said that.
If you want me, I'm yours.
Whoa!
Against the curse, against the absolute. Anything. Just say the word.
I think we should bring him. Because this is like story relevant to him. I'm not going to have him as a member of the party for anything else, but
An unwieldy number. You must cut someone loose before I can join you.
Astarion, you wait. I'll bring Shadowheart because it's cursed lands and, you know, cleric.
I'm with you.
But the situation is fraught. He's got 10 HP. He's a level 1 druid, except no, he's not. We're going to level him up now. There we go. Halsin. Finally. I'm not sure why they choose to delay him as much as they do. Like, they could have him join you at the end of Act 1. Like, they could have him join you after the Goblin camp. Because he's in the camp, you know, talking about Moonrise. So it's a little unnecessary to me for them to do it this way and to withhold him. But still, about a month after he started following us, probably longer, we can finally bring him around if we want. Let's level him up 1,000 times, shall we? I don't really know how druids work. I'm not planning on playing with Halsin. We'll learn about druids if I'm lucky and Jaheira joins the party, but right now we won't, beyond just having him follow us. But I suppose I should take a look at... yeah, he gets a spell slot at level 2. Expend spell slots to regain hit points while in wild shape. Right, so these are the wild shape actions. My understanding of it as far as the tabletop is, it's like a super tank, because you become the monster, you can do whatever they want, whatever they can do, but your hit points are replaced by theirs, and when that monster's hit points are reduced to 0, you turn back into yourself at full health. The only exception being if the last hit you took deals more damage than you had health remaining as the beast, in which case the bleed over hits you. But for the most part, it's effectively like doubling yourself. As a moon druid, he doesn't need gear. That's good. So he can be a badger that can burrow into the ground, a spider that can enweb enemies, a wolf that can incite allies and distract enemies, and a cat that can meow. and has 2 hit points. What about the bear? Ah, that's interesting. It's in its own spot. That's because it's a Halcyon thing. And this is a Circle of the Moon. So wild shaping is a subclass thing, not a druid thing. Oh, no, it is. Halcyon gets to be a cave bear and nobody else does. Well, he does under Circle of the Moon. Doesn't seem to be given to him under the other 2. There'd be no reason to change your subclass, though. Circle of the Spores and Circle of Land. So you get these basic 4 no matter what you are. Oh, I see. It's a different kind of bear if it's anybody else. Huh. Cure wounds. What is this? Ridiculous. That's probably good for the cursed lands, fairy fire. There's the level 2 spells. Level 4. Now he gets a cantrip. Level 4. He can become a Deep Wraith and a Dire Raven. Got 17 wisdom. Something I can give him that'll give him 1 point of wisdom, but also another benefit. Tavern Brawler and Alert. Alert is good. Tavern Brawler for unarmed attacks, is it? Not for throwing. Class features, Wild Strike, an additional attack after making an unarmed strike while in wild shape, 2 level 3 slots, and access to the level 3 kit. Level 6, even more health. Yeah. He can cast Daylight on me while we've got him. While in beast form, your attacks count as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical damage. Basically, that's something that pretty much, it's something monks get as well. That is a balancer for the fact that once you get to level 5 or 6, everybody's starting to use magical weapons, and whereas in level 2, 3, you got a lot of mundane weapons. This is tabletop talking. But as you get to level 5 or 6, you also start coming across enemies that resist weapons that aren't magical. So in order to prevent your monks and druids and anybody that attacks using their body from having a horrendous debuff they don't deserve, they will get a random feature applied from their class kit that'll be like, hey, your punches are now magic. And it's just there to stop ruining the issue there. Now you can be a panther and an owlbear. Oh god, we're spoiled for choice now. No new spells. Level 7. There's level 4 spells. And he gets a spell slot for level 4 as well. Oh, now this guy can summon stuff. He can conjure a minor elemental or a woodland being, a dryad. A dryad that can then summon a woodwode. Grasping Vine, Confusion, Dominate Beast, Ice Storm again. Blight again, Polymorph, Wall of Fire. Let's have Conjure Woodland Being. That'll be fun. And Saber-Toothed Tiger. The other druids do not get their wild shape attacks magical. I guess the other druids focus less on wild shape, perhaps? Because that's the thing, you can't be a spellcaster while you're a bear, so like... If you're a more spell-focused druid, I imagine you wouldn't want to constantly be shaped. Now, strength or con? They're both even, so I don't think it matters. But by whichever one we put in, we could then combine with ability improvement and wisdom at level 12. That strength is pretty bloody low, though. What does his wild shape use? The strength of the monster, doesn't it? They keep the int, whiz, and charisma, but they use the strength, dex, and con of what they become. I think is the. Your mushroom druid focused more on fungal swarms. Concerning. We can make him tankier. I don't know that the strength boost helps him at all. And indeed, when we say he does not have gear, we fucking mean it. At the very least, we could give him a weapon, could we not? Actually, we could give him the club. Just remember we put it on him and then take it away from him if we want someone else to have it. We could give him gloves that give healing off. What's a druid's armor situation? He'll go first and then turn into an owlbear. Yeah, there you go. But we can still give him things just because we have extra things. Like here, he can have Misty Step boots. We're not using them. Why is nobody using that? I don't know. It's probably better than those, huh? She needs to keep her featherfall boots. I don't know why I'm wearing acid boots. Hang on, let me... I'll wear these. Well, I already had Misty Step, didn't I? Or I think I got it from these, and I took them off for the acid thing, maybe. I think those were mine. I just didn't put it back on. There you go. You can have this terrible amulet full of spells that we don't want to use. There we go, he's geared-ish.
All's well that ends.
So yeah, specifically we're bringing him with us right now because we were going to go look for Oliver.
My feet can carry me.
Oakfather preserve you.
I met a peer of yours, the druid Jahira. Do you know her?
Only by reputation.
So you should.
She was present when we marched against Ketheric Thorm, but on the far end of the battle lines from where I fought. And in the chaos that ensued, well, our forces were scattered. I led some to safety, but never learned of her fate. I'm glad to hear she survived. Though in truth, I should not be surprised. She was always said to be formidable and cunning. I could have learned much from her, no doubt.
You're an archdruid. You seem to admire her greatly and correctly.
There is much to admire, judging by the stories. I cannot help but wonder how she would have handled some of the challenges I faced as Archdruid. Defended the Grove, Korga, the Shadow Druids. At least now we can benefit from her presence, and perhaps work to a common goal.
Well, let me think. First of all, she wouldn't have ended up in a prison in the Goblin camp. She would have either soloed it or not gone there in the first place with anything short of an army. Second of all, Karga would be a smear on the Grove's floor the second she read that letter. And the tieflings would never have for a second been at any risk of being kicked out or moved along. And the Shadow Druids would have stayed well enough the hell away. This I know. What happens once the Shadow Curse is lifted?
Honestly, I never thought I'd make it that far. But the Absolute is a threat to all, and I promised I'd help you with your parasite. So, I'll remain with you. If you'll have me, that is.
I only wish you'd joined me earlier.
So do I. But one duty at a time.
But you were there! You were sitting in my camp doing fuck all! It's a bullshit reason, and you know it. He said Thaniel is missing part of himself.
No matter how it's been twisted by the shadows, it is still part of Thaniel's essence. It will resemble him somehow, and may show signs of his power. Look for signs of life in the darkness, wildflowers where everything else is dead. The curse cannot subdue the power Thaniel bears. Not entirely. In fact, I think I saw just the sort before, not long after we first came within reach of the Shadow Curse. Fool that I am, I did not grasp their significance at the time. There is a ruin some way outside of Last Light. I caught a glimpse of fresh blooms there, but did not investigate further. I shall mark it upon your map.
What happened before when the Shadow Curse was unleashed?
Druids and Harpers joined together to put a stop to Ketheric Thorm. We marched on Moonrise, and after much fighting, we prevailed. Even in defeat, though, Ketheric turned to Shah. Not long after we sealed him away in his tomb, the Shadow Curse took hold. No one had seen the likes of it before. No one knew how to react. Then it started to claim all those within its reach. Those who had survived the battles now fell to the shadows, became part of the shadows. And worst of all, I lost contact with Thaniel. I wanted to try and find him, but we couldn't stay. We would have all succumbed. When the Archdruid of the Grove, my predecessor, was seized by the curse, I had to lead the survivors to safety. That was my first day as Archdruid. An inauspicious beginning.
Sounds like you did what you had to and saved lives.
You are right, but I must not lose focus until everything has been put right. I've wasted too much time already. Years in which nature has suffered.
How am I holding up? Interesting. I thought Shadowheart was the only one with this weird thing.
Given the circumstances, you're faring as well as can be expected, I suppose.
I'm gonna ask this, but I'm hoping it's not a flirt line. I feel like I haven't gotten to know you properly yet.
It's true, and I can't imagine I helped with that. Sometimes I let the task at hand consume me, and people think I'm obsessed. Trust me, the day I no longer have to talk about the Shadow Curse will be a happy one. What would you like to know?
A word to the wise about Dryad and Wood summons. Don't go to sleep when they're still out, and dismissing them is bad. What, do they attack you? What? Don't take this the wrong way, but you big!
I am? Trust me, it's been said. You show more restraint than most in avoiding the subject until now.
Uh-huh. Any idea how that came about?
Who's to say? Perhaps there's a half-orc buried somewhere in my ancestry. Or perhaps not. Sometimes I think conventional wisdom is too narrow about what someone can or cannot be. Stranger things have most certainly happened.
This conversation feels like it was written by a writer after they'd had to sit through about the third or fourth meeting in which somebody brought up the fact that Halsin was too big for an elf and that it wasn't realistic and that they should slim him down. And this one writer was like, no! The big boy stays! Deal with it! So it's not that they attack you or anything, it's that they leave detritus on the floor. Ugh. What? How did you come to be a druid?
I had a friend when I was young, long ago. He played with me in the forests where I grew up. But eventually, I realized no one else had heard of him. It was Daniel, of course. Nature was my very first friend. I get older, but he hasn't changed a day. I knew then that I had to be more than a companion to him. I had to be a protector.
And so you ran away for 100 years. Do you have other people out there somewhere? Friends, family? I'm not asking about the third thing.
You're not a doppelganger, are you? Trying to study me to learn all my secrets so you can take my place? Save for me, my line perished a long time ago. They rest in High Forest now, near the shade of the grandfather tree. The Grove became my family, with Sylvanas as my teacher. And now I have you.
I'm sorry for your loss. You have me. Let's not get carried away. I'm sorry for your loss.
It was a long time ago. The wounds don't heal,
No,
but
they don't.
they become more bearable.
Turn to other matters. Let's just skip over this. Tell me something about yourself that I wouldn't think to ask.
I suppose you wouldn't be shocked to learn I love animals and nature?
Well done, dickhead.
I know. Well-trodden territory. Well then, let's see. I whittle in my spare time, and I've something of a sweet tooth. Although everyone's very amused when I say I like honey.
So you turn into a bear and you like honey. Whittling, what do you make?
Ornaments, utensils, and ducks. I like ducks.
You're fortunate to know what you like. I wouldn't pay attention to what others think.
You're right. Sometimes I think people look at me and imagine my feelings can't be hurt.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank me by returning the favor, why don't you? Come on. I'm sure you've something better than carving wooden ducks.
I live in mortal fear of krakens, though I've never actually seen one. Sure.
Well, they are fierce creatures from what I understand. But as long as you avoid the high seas, I think you can consider yourself safe.
Yeah. Dungeons and Dragons pro tip, never get on the boat. Never get on the boat. The boat will always be attacked. There is a whole subset of aquatic monsters that your DM does not get to use anywhere else, so don't get on the boat. The boat will be attacked.
Anytime.
Right.
Halsin is such a delight. Woe to the cultist who tangles with that thick hunk of an elf.
The cultists have taken your father to Moon.
Well met.
Nothing about the Temple of Shar?
A savvy move recruiting Halsin to our cause. While I'm adept at most forms of weave manipulation, druidic magic is not my area of expertise. He will make for a most useful option to have in reserve.
He's certainly my second favorite druid, yes.
Would that I could.
Oh, I don't want to... No.
But you're on... I should certainly hope so.
That was meant to be a leave, but... I was one off, I guess.
It's about time Halsin actually stepped up and joined us properly. He's certainly been taking up space at camp for long enough.
May the darkness protect you.
Halsin's proved himself a fine ally already. He'll be useful in battle, if those tree trunk arms are an indication.
You're gonna jump on him when we're not looking, aren't you?
I think I'll enjoy traveling with Halsin. Not for his wit or wisdom. He'll just make an excellent shield if we're attacked.
You're gonna jump on him when we're not looking, aren't you?
Halsin is one hench elf. I'm impressed. And glad he's on our side.
You smell very delicious. Ooh, more.
No comments from the animals on Halsin. I thought they might, because the druid. So that's it for the camp. Now we need to go after the creepy child in the woods. Over here at the house in deep shadows.
Once, you could hear nature's symphony in this place. Now, it is quiet. Quiet and dead.
You'd think you'd be able to,
I can make some animal noises if it will make you feel more at home.
You bleat well enough as it is.
That was dangerous, but alright. Oliver!
Not back to gloat, are you? Nobody likes a bad winner.
Though shrouded in shadows, the child's resemblance to Thaniel is unmistakable. This must be his dark half, warped by the curse.
I still think you might have tricked me. If you did, I'll figure it out.
I know who you really are, and where you really belong. You need to reunite with Thaniel.
Spoil sport. I'm not going back. I like it here. I've made a family for myself. I get to play all the time.
Lunge at him. Like it or not, you don't belong here.
Yes, I do. You can't make me do anything. I don't want to play with you anymore.
Ugh, he's scarpered. We'd better track him down if the shadows don't stop us first.
Oh god, we're going in. Helsinki, do you have any thoughts on this?
Oakfather preserve you.
Yeah, he bloody well better. Where in fuck's name are we? Oh! We're at the clearing. What? Right. He's in a night dome with 300 health, flanked by his mum and dad. Yeah, I suppose. So to be in Druid, got 2 wild shape charges, but they're short rests. So effectively, with 2 short rests and a bard song, you can do it 8 times. Cave Bear is on its own. Multi-attack, 36 hit points that increases every 2 druid levels. Is that... So I have to maths it, or like it's 36 what it's currently up to? But then there's Wild Shape, and he can turn into... For some reason, these later ones don't have health listed. But Owl Bear is considered the go-to. And it's a bonus action too, it's not a... Not gonna take his turn away, it's like Rage. Fucking hell! Not small, are we? So you can rupture the earth. We cannot attack this one, we can attack this one. Is there anything else fun, special that we should be doing with this? You can also rage, but not this turn. What is carry weight? Or do you mean like how much he actually weighs? That is more than 5 Shadow Hearts. How many Karlaks is it? This is more than 5 Karlaks. When he enlarges, that goes up to... Well, that's a bit... let's just have him claw...
I fight for the Oakfather's realm.
Oh, it's jump, is it? Does he have a jump that, like, hurts people? No. He has crushing flight. Anyway.
Survival is all that matters.
I don't think we need to haste Karlak, because I don't really know whether this is a fight or we're just breaking the dome, but I think we should kill the mother and father first. Just fireball. Or don't.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Enemies abound.
You should have left me alone. Spoil my fun. I'll teach you a lesson. Just you watch.
Okay, a bunch of little one health guys. Creepy. Summon your friends to play. Mm-hmm. I feel like getting rid of the parents is still more important.
My little trick.
Jesus, we're doing that a lot today. And Karlak is asleep. I could cast Spirit Guardians again. He had a second attack? I didn't even notice. Oh, that's available, is it? No. We should probably delete these guys real quick. Rupture would probably get them all, wouldn't it? Yeah.
You're supposed to be playing, not breaking things.
There's only one left now. He doesn't have another attack, though.
I won't give in.
Nor should you, really.
Death won't take me yet.
Oh, we really are doing that a lot. Okay!
You want to play? Let me show you my favorite toy.
Right. Apparently that got rid of the rage. I don't know why. You can probably keep rupturing, I suppose. Oh, is that Halsin? Oh, it just happens to be an owlbear. Okay. It has 5 turns of attack roll penalty. That's not bad. We should maybe be focusing on breaking this thing, but I think we should rupture again to get rid of these guys. It hits that. It didn't look like an AoE, it looked like you have one target.
You're spoiling my fun! Stop it right now! You'll be sorry.
Despite everything.
She's up, that's good. Okay, that's getting very weird. That is, what? The 5th or the 6th rolled 1. Like, they're not misses, they're crit misses. Like, why are there... Like, I know it's disadvantage, but, like, there shouldn't be 6 of them.
I am ready.
And now her rage has ended, for God's sake. Yeah, we'll have to rest after this because she's going to run out of charges. Like we don't have a choice. We have to long rest after this fight because she's not going to be able to rage anymore.
Handy.
That's all we have. So with that in mind,
Take you.
they do miss a lot though. I think that's because of the Lathander blind. That provokes an attack of opportunity, so no, I'm not going to do that. Still does, God's sakes. Doesn't if I do it like that? Alright, it's nearly done.
Never a dull moment.
You can't attack me. Maybe I want to try and... That's interesting, 100%... Oh, there's no disadvantage on this one. Let's give it to this one. Can we get rid of you? Good.
The scent of blood is in the air.
Every single time. Alright. She's finally angry and staying that way.
This'll help.
Oh, that ends
Why
it.
couldn't you just leave me alone?
Good.
Why can't I just stay here playing? I had everything I've ever wanted, right here. And you've ruined it.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
You can't make me.
Be gentle. He's much more than a child. But he doesn't truly know that.
Oh, there he is! You don't have to leave. All you have to do is lend Thaniel your strength. Actually, let Halsin do it.
It shall be done. Oliver, nobody is making you leave. This is your home. But it is dark, empty, lonely. I don't want you to be alone. I want you to be with Thaniel.
Why should I go back to him? He abandoned me.
No.
Sorry, this is a
You
podcast
stole them
now.
from each other. Neither of you are to blame. And I know your pain. I truly do. Thaniel was my friend also. I played with him, grew up while he stayed the same. He made me who I am today. And then he was ripped away from me. Same as for you. But you need not be alone any longer. You need not invent friends. Thaniel is back. He's waiting for you.
Fine. I'll do it. It might be nice to be with him again. Bye. And thank you for playing with me.
Gale, Will, and Halsin.
It's done, at last. Soon the land will be unshrouded. We should return to Thaniel when we can.
Jesus Christ, that is the inside of the owlbear's head! Entertainer, it came from shadows. Entertainer, a tale of two... I got two? Discover the source of the Shadow's curse. Complete the saga of Art, Halsin, and the Spirit of the Land. It's a good question. I don't know.
Very well.
So yeah, I should have just focused the dome. That said, as Gwynbush put it, the dome takes damage when you kill the summons, so I guess that's... It all adds up. So that hurt. That hurt. I still haven't used that many spells, but like Shadowheart is fucking wrecked, that's the problem. And Karlak is out of rages. And I don't... Yeah, those... Unfortunately, they don't... They do eventually recharge in short rest, but because we chose to multi-class her, she hasn't unlocked that yet. So yeah, but the buffs are nice, but I don't think we can keep walking on this, rather beat down road. We'll finish things up. We'll swap Halsin out for Astarion again. Although Halsin is quite good. What we can do, maybe, is start the day by having Halsin cast Daylight on my weapon, and then swap him out for Shadowheart. Yeah, I think that would prevent me from wanting to play a wild-shaped druid in the player character slot if it shunts my character out of being able to talk to people.
What's on your mind?
Yes?
Have to keep going.
There he is. With Thaniel.
The druid Halsin spoke to me while I was sleeping. He spoke of you. Said that you fought shadow and spite to restore me. 100 years of sickness almost ended. I feel every root that riddles the earth beginning to unfold. But there is one anchor, still holding the shadows in place. The soul that brought it into being, for the land to heal. Ketheric Thorm must die.
Is that a child, or is that a lady doing the voice acting? Is my question whenever I see kid characters. I think that might actually be a kid.
Oakfather preserve you.
Is that it? Don't we have to talk to you? Oh, no. Kill Ketheric Thorm. You don't have to tell me twice. Alright. Sleep. Just don't want to use that salami, huh? What are they even using? I don't see what's lit up. One camp supply. Well, I guess that makes sense. No, I don't want to auto-select then. I'll select. I need 4. There, we are, the party for dinner tonight. We are having 6 salami and a bottle of Kalashite Red. That is described as big, meaty, and loud, which is also how I would describe salami. So we're having a big, meaty, and loud meal to finish our day. Nightly, there'll be other nightly noises with that kind of food. Alright, we ready to go?
What's on your mind?
I'm just wondering why you didn't retire to your tent. You're just sitting around the campfire with me. Okay.
Shall we continue?
Yeah, I need you to do something for me. Oh, come on. Fine, walk. While you're walking towards me, I'll cast my starting rituals. Hey, stop walking away!
Speak to me. On my way.
I finished the command to walk over there, and now as my pathing tells me to go be at my tent, I'm leaving again.
Is that blood? No. Never mind.
No matter.
Oh!
She wishes for Ketheric Thorm to be punished. Her darkness was a blessing offered before he betrayed her. She can redirect her powers elsewhere once he is cast down.
These lands may not be under the thrall of Lady Shah for much longer. Oh wait, no, you're already in the party. Sistarian.
More for me.
Where is he?
If not over, then through.
Need something?
Could you stop shining that light in my face?
Well, obviously I would. But you have so many followers already. I wouldn't want to crowd you. Well, in that case... Keep a blade close.
There we go. Starian's back.
At least things have stayed interesting.
Sure fucking have. Leave the camp. Yes, he would just fucking die. Alright, I should remove... If we've been to the statue hole, we can remove this marker. Now we can continue! And the little circle's gone from here, because we've done the thing. So Wraithwind Town, basically.
Should mind my step.
Come on down to Wraithwind Town, shadows crawling round.
I'll give it a shot.
I never really looked at this courtyard for the Masons Guild, so I'm just giving it a once-over. But there's nothing really there. Imagine we're going to the Toll House next. We'll inch our way down to Moonrise. This is the main bridge. It actually is hard to see at this border here.
What's in here?
We've been over this side. We did not cross the barrier. Not that it's really a barrier, because we just walk through it. There is a help wanted poster.
Hauliers and merchants wanted. Sail the silvery seas, gaze upon the gate. No experience required.
Yeah, I thought about that and was planning on doing it. But then I realized that I needed everybody to be closer, so I was going to do it when I got out of the camp, but then I forgot. Go on. Oh, fuck off. Hang on. Stop. There you go. Sorry, he's too far away. That is very silly. Let's not go in fully just yet. Don't have a huge amount of time, but we can get started on the Toll House and then do the rest tomorrow. Remember, of course, Friday this week, I'm playing Ace Attorney and finishing it. I'm not playing Baldur's Gate, but in exchange for that, I think what I'm probably going to do is play Baldur's Gate on Sunday, because I think I was going to start looking at Sea of Thieves this weekend. And Swede wanted to join in for that, and he is not free this Sunday, but is free this Saturday. So we're going to basically shuffle everything for Snip and Swede to be free on the days that they are relevant to what I'm playing. Which doesn't bother me any, because we'll get the same amount of stuff done. So yeah, this game we'll play on Sunday, because that's the day that suits no one, apparently. I got a big tree branch there. Quite a big building. Might do what I did before and do like a... perimeter before I enter. Visage of Heartlessness. We don't see it, but it is a dot on the map. Oh, there it is. Shadow Visage. It's a skull. There's also Obedience down there. Ask not. I think it's one of the skulls talking. Come around here and we're next to the statue. Okay, so regret. Can't really go down there without going all the way around this. We have a bridge here. Interesting. If we want to look at the toll house, we should go in now. Because the full perimeter requires us to go further in that way. That's where I end up. There's lots of skulls moving around in here. That one's the visage of regret. And I'm hearing coins.
You should leave now. I should have left when I still could. So many ships came. So many ships left. And I remained.
That ship has sailed, has it?
So many ships came.
Were there guns and ships? It's like someone is playing around. Oh, there's a person. Geringoth Thorm, accursed keeper of coins. Holy shit! God, there's a Thorm in every building here. Coin helmet, increased health. Right, the suggestion here is that this lady has effectively fashioned herself a suit of armour out of money. And as a result she has 606 HP. Coin armour. That's what the sound is, it's her moving. Right, and presumably it's her speaking through the skulls, or at least the skulls are speaking to aspects of her. And she's become this horrible, grotesque parody of greed. She reminds me of the greed escalation. It's a shame Ozzy Rob's gone to bed.
Looks empty.
We will go upstairs and interview her. If she's anything like Malus, we'll be able to deal with her non-lethally, but if we do have to fight a 606 HP tank, I imagine it will be
Can't wait to sell this rubbish.
an irritant. But at least this place looks a lot smaller and more straightforward than the House of Healing. Although the House of Healing wasn't that much, it felt like a huge journey because of all the areas around it.
Cheese from the Dale lands. Ugh. Or what's left of it.
B. Balthazar. Ferzu's up to his old tricks, the damn rat. Tried to sail right past without paying toll. A half dozen crates this time. A half dozen crates this time, as if we'd miss a shipment that large. Transfer them to impound. And no funny business. We seized 2 chalices just days ago. 1 silver, 1 gold. But it seems they grew legs and walked off. Odd, isn't it? I'm not pointing fingers, mind you, but if those chalices don't work right on back... Sorry, if those chalices don't walk right on back, Geringoth will want answers. We should be asking you first.
Nothing of value.
That might not actually be Balthazar.
All the way from Thay. Jewels and gems. Silks from Cormier, it says. Empty, though.
What happens if you jump down there with Featherfall on?
Damn, it's good to be alive.
You still die!
If you insist.
You might fall slowly, but there's still nothing down there but death.
What to do? Seems like a good moment to talk.
Report to the tollmaster. Pay the toll. No payment, no passage.
No pain.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
I hope the way to avoid a fight with this lady isn't to pay her. Realistically, it shouldn't. I shouldn't rely on patterns. It may just be that we have to fight her, but I think it would be thematically cool to be able to talk your way out of dealing with all these Thorm ghosts. I say all these, but I've got a suspicion of rule of 3 here, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was another one. That isn't a door. So how do you get in here? It's very clearly a little box that can be visited, and that looks like a door. Strange. We got upstairs. It's also not super easy to reach.
Here we go.
Where do I go from here? I guess you go up this. Do you? Maybe. Oh, 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 oh. Shit, that just happened on its own.
What do you bring?
Ballads, sonnets, jigs, the list is endless, really.
I require gold.
Toss the creature a gold piece.
Another.
How much do you want exactly?
All that you have.
I don't hand out so much gold for so little in return.
You may pass the river, but first you must pay.
Why stay in this rotted building? Take your gold and be free.
The gold is not for me. The gold is for the toll. I collect the toll. I collect the gold.
That fucking intimidation check. Persuasion. Says who? Seems there's no one here to oversee her. Deception. Haven't you heard? The local authority has decreed the gold belongs to you. Intimidation. No argument. No reasoning, just... No! I like deception. We'll go with that. Haven't you heard? The gold belongs to you now. Oh, bugger wank. Hang on. Roll again. Why don't we have guidance? Where the fuck is it? She's here. Oh, there we go.
Me? No! Gold! 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 No. I paid back.
Why the fuck did she die? No, I mean, she was physically there. She was, like, behind me. I could see her. I want to see the name of that achievement. But unfortunately, my Steam overlay is currently very laggy. There it is. Penny Pincher. Defeat the toll collector without her using gold against you. Excellent budgeting. It's a good thing you can talk, because if you couldn't, she would have wrecked you. Is that because we have money? Does she... Astarion would have been okay. Everybody else has $1,000 gold on them. Astarion would have been all right. What does she do? What does she do with the gold?
Anything of use?
She only has 251 on her. Fucking bullshit. She has the Twist of Fortune Morning Star. When you roll 2 or less with the damage die, re-roll it and take the new result. It's okay. 310 gold worth picking up. I don't think anybody needs to wield it. Now, where's that visa? Because I've got holes in my inventory that I didn't fill. There it is. An unsigned writ suggests a counterfeit in progress. Whoever made it was planning to trade illegally within the toll house. Oh, it's a strength check, is it? Well, I know who's going to be doing that for us. Not me. Oh, can I knock it out? She has a spell that does 8d12 damage per each 5...
Making me sweat.
I would just disappear. I would turn to mist, and not in the fun vampire way. Interesting that we appear to have one of these each. I could have her drink this, but it doesn't do as much for her because her strength's already like 20 or something. The advantage would be nice, but we got a good shot at winning this either way. Especially if Guidance and Bardic Inspiration both proc high. And she crit.
Let's move.
What's inside? $500 gold, is that? Doesn't look like it. Well, it looked like one piece. I thought it was a joke. I thought there was 1 gold in there. Oh, she's also got piles here. Gold.
Don't mind if I do.
It makes the world go round. Gold. It makes the world
Don't waste
go
a step.
And the visage is dead. We didn't get to speak to that one.
That might be worth a look.
Plaque. I thought they said plague. Like, no, thank you.
Here goes nothing.
Seized inventory.
What about it?
Seized inventory.
Oh, as in, we want to break those vines. The fun thing about the fight is that if you kill her, you get to see what she looks like underneath the gold. I mean, I'm sure Google can tell me that. It's made out of tree. If I firebolt this, could it... Nope.
Oh, I could go for a good meal.
Oh, this is going to take a while. No, we don't. Oh, hang on. Do we lose the pike? No, it's still there.
Good idea, Carla.
A scroll of Wall of Fire.
Believe this.
Where?
With haste.
Well, I quick saved, so if I don't put this in the right spot, we'll be fine. Oh, I see. Well, the poor visage of greed is going to have a bad time, but... Well, while that's doing that...
Well. My little trick.
There we go!
Alright, what now?
Now, there's a fire in the way.
Let's get on with it.
Shit. Oh, no, there we go.
Looking ahead. On my way.
What do we have here? We have a Selûnite prayer book. Pretty sure we've read Saloon
I
prayers.
didn't realize we had time to read children's stories.
Oh, shut the fuck up. If Lae'zel can read the Orpheus scroll for us, you can deal with that for 2 seconds.
Should be easy.
And indeed it was.
No one stopped me yet.
Fireheart. Whenever you take fire damage dealt by another creature, you gain 2 turns of heat. I see, so the fire turns you on. Not really that interesting. There's a great axe +1, but that's like a fucking standard +1 weapon. Like, I don't know that seized asset room was really
Never
worth
wanted the easy path.
all that battering against the wall. Visage of Cowardice? It's a shame I didn't get to talk to all of these.
I hope. No traps, please. Always room for more.
But alas. There's a better entrance into that room? I didn't see it. Well, what is her bloody key for if all these locked things remain locked?
What a day. Easy.
Never a dull moment. Let's have a look.
Not that either.
I mind. A crooked touch.
Can't give up now.
Gloves of Battle Mage power. When a weapon attack roll inflicts a condition, you gain arcane acuity. Yeah.
Time to press ahead.
It's more money.
Open up.
Yeah, so is this just what happens when an undead dies? They just leave a blood puddle? That's a little odd. Because, like, skeletons and stuff shouldn't. There's what the key was for.
That might be worth a look. Anything of use?
I think these discs would have something, but nope. Tollhouse Ledger. An official record of traders and goods passing through Wraithwyn, as well as the tolls collected, organised by date. Each entry is made with precise strokes, and each page stamped with a wax seal bearing the letters Dragon Ball GT. As the pages progress, the number of recorded traders and the collected toll dramatically dwindled. And then there's a statue of her in a fucked up gold-covered form too. So interesting. And these floorboards are rotten. Let's get off of them. And that leads us to the room we couldn't find a better way into.
I'd love to, thanks.
So if Featherfall hits everybody, like Longstrider should work like that.
Something over there.
Still breathing.
And that's why this isn't a door. Oh, it is a door now.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, no, I just found the... It's squeezy to find the right angle to press, but... No.
May the darkness protect you.
May you get the fuck out of my mouse? And this button should open that. And we drop it down over here. Curious.
Another step forward.
Now we're there. And there's a basement. I think we should finish here because we're sort of out of time. I think we've explored everything on the main and top floor, right? We just didn't go up to the roof. We get up there? We can't really go back now. Unless we can move this.
Attention!
It's pretty unpalatable. Doesn't want to... Well, we're going to have to go down this way. We can give it another go over tomorrow, but we don't have time to do that today. So we'll just stop out here and carry on right where we left off with the toll house. After that, we'd probably head left, find the ledger, see whatever the waning moon is, basically do everything as we rotate our way southwards. But thank you, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow night with more. Fare thee well.